Hey folks, welcome back to Palm Coast Real Estate with Brett. Let's talk about the state of the housing market as we finish up 2025. Now, there are four phases that the housing market tends to go through, and in a specific order. First, you have a period of expansion where the economy is good, buyer confidence is high, and there's a lot of new builds starting. Then eventually you reach the next phase, which is hyper supply, where there's not as many buyers anymore because a lot of them already bought. New builds are being completed, and there's just now more listings available than there are buyers. And when you enter hyper supply, you start to see prices level off or even start to decline a little bit. And that leads you to a period of recession, which that's where we've been in Palm Coast, Florida for the last couple of years. By the way, if you're not in Palm Coast, this information may or may not apply to your area. I know the situation is different in other parts of the country where there's not as much new construction. You know, real estate is characterized by micro markets. Everywhere's different. But the recession phase should be pretty self-explanatory, right? It can be caused by inflation, low confidence in the economy overall, or high interest rates on mortgages, which we've been seeing pretty much all of those things for a while. Now, there's a lot of evidence to show that we have indeed been in a recession in the last 2 years in Palm Coast. For example, our busiest month here in 2025, as far as number of transactions goes, was only about 2/3 as many as our busiest month in 2021. So over the last 4 years, we've seen just number of transactions decline by a third, and that's a big deal. And we also have average days on market. In 2021 and 2022, there was no average days on market, essentially, right? You couldn't keep a house on the market. People were snatching them up as fast as you could list them. By the time you got to 2023, our average days on market was about 60. It was about 80 in 2024, and now in 2025, it's been over 100 for the average days on market. So the demand just isn't there for the amount of listings that are going up, right? And if you look at how quickly they're selling versus how many listings there currently are, we've been hovering around 7 months of inventory all year throughout 2025. So guys, that's a buyer's market. The sellers are sitting. Some of them are on a timeline. They need to sell by a certain time, and they are competing for buyers. Now, that means sellers are more willing than ever to negotiate, especially as we enter the holiday season, because those sellers know that it gets even slower around the holidays. So all that is to say that there's opportunity right now for buyers. There's a crazy number of homes on the market available. And if you're looking for new construction, as I said, there's a lot of that around here too. And the builders are hurting as well. They're offering crazy incentives for covering your closing costs, or buying down your interest rate, which is huge. You can get temporary or sometimes even permanent interest rate buy downs over the course of the loan. And some of them are even lowering the overall price of their new builds, which, trust me, builders hate to do that because they want to hold the perceived value of their new build at a certain price so that they can consistently get that price for it. But builders also hate to sit on inventory once it's completed because they want to recoup the cost of the build and get that profit. So they're doing what they have to offload these, right? Now, seeing that we are in a recession in Palm Coast, Florida, as far as real estate goes, just like with the stock market, if you're investing, you want to buy low and sell high, right? Now, timing the market exactly is almost impossible. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I know exactly how long the recession is going to last, or even if we've hit the bottom yet, but we have been in one for 2 years already, and it can only last so long. Now, the fourth phase of the market we haven't discussed yet will be a recovery period, and that's when more buyers finally start to enter the market, confidence in the economy improves, and things will start to get busier and prices will start to go back up. Now, if you sit around because you think that the market is bad right now, but eventually you start to hear everyone and their mom saying that, wow, the market is hot again and it's a great time to buy. Guess what? It's probably already not a great time to buy again because everyone else is hearing that exact same thing. Buyers are flooding the market and they snatch up all the listings that had previously been sitting for a long time with negotiable sellers. And we're going to shift from a buyer's market back to a seller's market where buyers are competing for the few remaining listings, okay? You don't want to wait for that time period because that's when prices are going to go back up. If you are personally ready to buy and you have a down payment saved, you talk to a mortgage lender and find out, hey, I actually can afford the monthly payment, it's better to buy now when the market is low, prices are low, because once we get into the recovery period and another expansion period after that, prices will go back up. And if you've bought when prices were low, you will be poised to capitalize on a lot of equity gain when the value of your house goes up. So if this is a valuable video, you found the information useful, give me a like. If you got questions, leave a comment and follow my channel for more value. And finally, if you're looking to actually buy a home in Palm Coast, reach out to me and I'll be happy to guide you through the process. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.